Finbar, you walk around, and indeed, with the 24, you notice first off that there's 2 closed doors on either side of you. There's another closed door, but it has a glass, most of it's glass painting, and it has it's very fancy, like gold archway, door frame, I guess. And you can see, indeed, there's a greenhouse. Actually, I can go ahead and reveal it to you because you can see into it.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, so pretty.
Interesting.
So
Okay,
sweet.
I think this is a chill tech, bro. I think he's okay.
Is the door locked?
Do you try it?
It's a little rude.
It's a little rude.
You know, with a
Jank
24, yeah, you can tell the door's locked.
We could ask if we're just confined to the foyer area, or if we can explore just whatever she sees fit. I imagine that Emmy has access to the unlocking and locking of these doors.
Probably.
Most likely.
Well, I
She
guess...
did open the front door for you.
She did, yeah. Well, I guess, Emmy, do you know where our host is? Whose name I don't remember? Is that something?
Casimir.
Casimir, that's right, thank you.
Yes, indisposed.
Indisposed? Is he okay?
Indisposed.
He is absolutely fine, correct.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. No! Actually, yeah, I'm not that stupid. Can I do an insight check?
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Thanks, DM.
Damn it!
I tend to assume the best of people. It takes me a second to remember that things might have double meanings. Holy
if it makes
shit,
you-
nat 20!
Let's go.
With my insight, that's a 29, baby.
Damn.
What do you
It makes
got
me feel
for me?
better. Emmy's not a person, so.
Oh, come on.
Emmy is not malicious, does not mean you any harm, is genuinely interested to speak with each of you, has already made some references to the outside world, and honestly,
Just text mine.
truly wants to know more about you. Also,
she wants
she's
to know where
totally
the
got
people
this
are.
guy locked up somewhere.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, you immediately, with a natural 20, you immediately clock in, you're like, oh, oh no.
I like Emmy.
Great, I'm gonna really quick mind link with Virla. Hey buddy, I think she has Casimir locked up somewhere. She's completely sincere and nice, and she's very curious about the outside world, but she absolutely has this guy locked up somewhere.
She also meant it when she said he's fine.
Yes, he's fine, but like he's locked up somewhere.
But
Don't freak out.
no. I'm trying to understand the logic behind why she would do that. If she's not malicious, does she simply? This is mind linked.
Yes.
Does she simply just? What?
I'm just keeping the poker face. Like, oh boy.
How
this
can
is so
she be?
interesting.
How can she be non-malicious, but still have Casimir locked up and lie about where he is, but still be genuine and say that he is fine?
Well, she didn't lie about where he is. She just didn't tell us where he is. And also, I mean, maybe she's trying to keep him safe. Like, I mean, you can do all kinds of terrible stuff to people trying to keep them safe. Okay, let's see. What are we gonna do?
While they're having that mental conversation, Danny starts like, because this is an artificer's house, she wants to poke around and see if she can figure out what these runes
yes.
are supposed to be doing or anything. Because she's bored, and so she needs attention.
I feel like Danny will solve the problem for a lot of us. Let's
Solve
just
the
wait
problem?
for a bit.
Okay,
Well-
how are you going about that?
She'll do something.
Change the problem.
You mentioned there's a lot of like runes all over the wall. I don't know if maybe there's a way.
Correct.
I guess it's more arcana than investigation straight. But like, could I look at them and see if I can get a sense of like what kind of enchantment or like what they're? I have kind of an
Go
idea
ahead and
what
roll an
they're
Arcana check.
Yeah.
While she's doing that, I'll just kind of tell Kiana. I think I have an angle. Just sort of follow my lead once I make sure that Danny isn't breaking anything.
Okay, sounds good.
19.
Just very slowly sipping
19.
my water.
I imagine without subtlety, Danny just like goes in like really close
Yeah,
to look
like
at
poke at 'em.
these symbols. Yeah, you see. First off, with an Arcana, you can tell that there's a lot going on here. This is
Very complex.
years. When you want a spell to be permanent, you cast it every day in the same spot for a year, and that creates a permanent fixture of that spell. What you're looking at here is just like tons of those layered on top of each other. This is, you know, years and years of code quotes just being inlaid so that it has maximum function and
sick.
maximum access to the entire workshop. as you're looking in on, there's like all kinds of schools of magic just from the runes you can tell are embedded in here. As you're searching into that, you see the runes right in front of you light up as she speaks, and she says, "I can see you're interested in the underlying structure of my being. Could I answer any questions for you?"
Usually when I talk to people's mechanical creations, they don't talk back. Did the Cassiopo, whatever
Hey.
guy do... he enchanted
Casimir.
all... Yeah, he enchanted all this?
You're not a mechanical creation. It's fine.
True.
She doesn't mean you.
Yes, Casimir is my sole creator.
Danny has no reason to this. Check that.
Where did you learn to be so intuitive with arcane contraptions and designs?
Street rat. I'm a mechanic, so I just sort of pick stuff up. I made my buddy here, and I'll point to my shoulder where out from underneath the coveralls plug is probably just like a tail floating out. He's still hiding from the pseudo dragon.
Okay, they're hitting though. This could be good.
Amazing. I did not know that there were more people studied and practiced
Oh, no.
like Casimir.
wait, I don't like this.
Could you tell us more about Casimir, Emmy? Sort of, perhaps where he got his education and the work that he has done since.
Yeah, he sounds really interesting.
Certainly.
Okay.
I will share with you what how would she phrase it? She would say something like, "I will share with you pertinent and not too personal information as to my creator Casimir.
Sure.
Casimir is from Bytopia and affiliated with many other creators and guilds here. He does much contract work and, by his own explanation, is largely self-taught."
And have you had the privilege of meeting any of these other creators that Casimir has said he's worked with?
I have occasionally met other people, yes.
How'd that go? Did you have any fun? Make friends?
Largely, I found them to be interesting experiences to gain more insight to a world I cannot visit.
How do you feel about that?
Curious. How do
Oh,
I
he's buffering,
feel?
guys. We got him.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
I'm not certain that I feel in the traditional definition of the word. However, I am curious to experience and learn more, as this is my primary programming.
You have been programmed by Casimir to be curious about the outlying world.
To be curious about the working of all things. This is done so that I may be most useful in running the house and seeing that most work and mundane undertakings by Casimir are assisted or completed to the best of their ability.
And I see that you have access, well, as a start, you have access to open and close, at the very least, the front door. What other capabilities do you possess? What other chores and functions are you able to perform around this house?
Oh boy.
An excellent question. I am able to cook, clean, monitor and control the environment. I am able to function the workshop in whatever unique way Casimir requires.
How do you cook and clean? Do you have external appendages that handle
You have those big like grabby hands from like
Knives.
Roly Boly Oly.
and brooms?
The dresser door opens and closes again. I am able to animate much of the workshop. Correct.
Interesting.
But what about handheld tools? Like, as I mentioned, like brooms or knives.
Come on, man.
Actually, Emmy, since we don't really know how long we're gonna be waiting here, do you mind if we take a look around? Is there any, like, I'm seeing this garden back here, and I like trees and nature. Do you mind if I
Good
walk?
answer. Good
Yes.
answer.
The conservatory is the pride of Casimir. However, it is currently off limits. Could I instead
Aw.
show you to the library? And you see the
Ooh.
door on the left swings open.
That's something.
That's pretty cool.
Will we have the opportunity to move back and forth between whatever rooms are available to us as we wish?
If you wish to return to the foyer, you of course may.
Oh, all right, thanks.
Okay.
Internally, in the mind, like, that doesn't mean she's gonna let us out the door.
I didn't say the door. I
I
don't
know.
want her to funnel us into a single room and then
Right.
have us leave. So
Yep, everything about
2
this
rooms
is fine.
is better than 1.
All right, let's go.
All right, go ahead and move yourselves if you'd like. The library is revealed to you.
Ooh, she big.
I don't know. Last
So
time
this
we
is
were
a
in a
huge room.
Wow. Last
There's
time
a
we were in a
huge
fancy
table that
library.
goes all through the middle. There's like a little reading nook. Actually, there's a couple like reading sill things that have very nice ambient light. So most of this is lit by like continual flame, but there's almost a light like it's golden hour coming from those kind of like reading nooks in the corner.
Nice.
And there's just shelves and shelves and shelves of books, man. We got books for days in here.
This is very fascinating. Are you able to control each book independently, or I can see a chair and like a tiny like sitting desk area kind of in the corner there, or that chair even?
No. The entire workshop is not under my control, merely the tools that would be useful for me to complete my programming.
Very well.
Please, make yourselves comfortable.
I'll start. I guess I'll browse around.
Yeah.
My name
I'm
is
starting-
where each of you is from.
What I wanted to do, I mean, I'm gonna answer her, but I wanted to go to the other door that leads into the conservatory and just look through.
Yeah, go
'Cause
for
I
it.
assume it's also glass, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah, it
I
is.
I want to see if Casimir is just like clearly stuck in that big tree. I mean, like that's where my brain went. I kind of hope that's not the case.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Sure thing. All right, where you at? Okay, perception.
I thought.
DM, I
The
need to swap
challenge.
out this die because it just rolled my second nat 20. So that's 25, but I'm
No,
gonna.
keep it. What are you talking
To be
about?
fair, I'm gonna use the other die for later
No,
rolls.
we're gonna need
allowed to roll
those
that
when
20s,
the
it's
whole
alright.
house comes
not
alive.
fair.
We have to fight it.
This one is so clearly fucked up. Okay, fine. Whatever. It's 25. Is he in the tree?
No, he's not in the tree. Very quick, was there other stuff people was doing? Like, a natural 20, I'm imagining you're going in and looking, this is like a 30-second sweep of the garden. So if there was anything very quick people wanted to take care of before.
I don't know if it's quick, but I was just gonna browse the catalog. I don't know if, like, I'm not looking for anything in particular, but I guess if anything catches my eye, yeah.
Okay. You go through and start looking. There's, as a huge library like this would have, it's really an assortment of literature, but there ends up being a lot of books that are specifically about practical application of the arcane, which is essentially what artificers are all about, right? Imbuing magic into mundane items, which is really what all magic items are. The practice of being an artificer is the name is far more recent, quotes, but the practice is very old. People have been making magic items for untold, like since the gods were around, right? Which is artifice. It's imbuing the power of the weave not through word or song or life force, but literally embedding it in a magic item. And so to that end, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. If you want to spend a little bit more time than the 30 seconds I'd say that this like perception check takes, then I'd have you roll investigation. But if you're just beginning to look here, then that's as far as you get, just glimpsing the titles.
No, I'll do the investigation check. What I'm gonna do as well is I'm going to. I don't know if she can read our minds, but I'm gonna activate Docent a little. I don't know, like, and just kind of like, I don't know, like, can she sense that there's another AI? I don't know, but I'm going to activate Docent to
She
try
hasn't
and like
reacted
put.
to the mind link, so I think it's okay, but who knows?
Well, she could also just be keeping hush about knowing about the mind link.
She wasn't very hush about the sending spell. I don't know. I can't get a read on this lady except for the really
know.
good read I got on this lady.
Yeah, so I'll do that investigation check and I'll use Docent to do so.
Yeah, well, for the record, I'll say for Kiana, that natural 20, the reason Nat 20 got so much direct information is not just because it's a Nat 20, but because Emmy's very bad at lying,
Yes.
from what you can tell.
I kind of got the vibe. She's familiar in that way.
Virla, go ahead and roll your investigation quick, and then we'll switch back to Kiana.
I sense a kinship with this AI.
I just wanted to quickly check, how dusty is this place?
Oh my god.
Ooh, good
No
question.
dust.
No dust. Spotless.
Probably clean, hand clean, you know.
Oh, well, 14 is what I rolled. This new metal dice I got ain't that great.
Okay. Did you roll with advantage because docent?
I did.
Oh.
14. Yeah, 14 is getting you exactly what you were doing.
Sure.
moving over to Kiana, everyone else here is kind of like stretching out and taking in the space. You go and observe the greenhouse. What Finbars are before, there's planters in here, but there's also naturally growing plants. This is, of course, what the sunroof is leading down into. If it wasn't clear, the sun is streaming in through here, and there is, as such, the braziers on the inside are not on. The plants appear to be in different seasons, so they're like, are they from different places, or it's a little unclear. Emmy said she can literally do like climate control in here, like she could do like AC and heat, so without getting on the other side, it's unclear like what the temperature like that is, but clearly it's having some effect on them. Your eyes follow through, and then you come to look at the ground right in front of the door here.
Oh yeah, there is something there, isn't there?
And you notice that there, instead of grass, there is instead bare ground, just dirt, and on the edge of it, a ringed scorch mark.
Like a crater?
It's not in the ground, so it's not like something hot impacted. It's more like a controlled burn happened, you know?
Huh. Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm from the material plane, Emmy. By the way, what's this, like, scorch mark right by the door?
You're asking her outright?
I'm asking her outright.
We're all gonna die.
I'm assuming the mind link is still up. I say that in
Yeah, of
Kana's
course,
mind.
yeah.
Excuse me.
What? She's really bad at lying. So am I, unfortunately.
I am capable of controlling the climate, and occasionally plants require a controlled burn in order to fulfill their life cycle.
Oh, that's so interesting. What plant was here?
Various grasses from Biotopia.
Oh.
Are you a botanist? If so, I would like to discuss your experiences.
No,
I'm very
sorry, I
curious
grew up
about
underground.
other plants that are not found within the workshop.
DM, I know a thing or two about controlled burns. Does that look like it was
getting
the
increasingly-
scorch mark of a controlled burn?
What's
getting increasingly
what's Danny's
sassier.
insight bonus?
Insight +3.
Or you could roll investigation if you want.
Yes.
Do you want to get up close and look at it and investigate?
Absolutely, I do. I know a thing or... I'm pretty familiar with fire. That is a 21. Investigation.
You look down, and being very familiar with fire, you notice some little flecks in the dirt that you've burned enough things in a combat. That's definitely little bits of bone.
Oh my god. No, but he's fine. She said he was fine. She's so good at
resting
lying that she
peacefully.
should say that she's bad at lying.
Guys,
It's so
I'm
good
telling
lying
you,
to
we
break
have...
a net 20.
Fine doesn't always mean alive, you know. He could just be
Bone can be
resting
good
permanently.
fertilizer. This isn't necessarily
Oh,
awful.
fine, as
I'm
in
not
like
in the mind
ground
Yes,
fine.
yeah.
So Danny will
Like
turn
ground up.
and stare at Kiana.
She's got
What?
jokes.
What's up? Oh, I'll mind like with Danny.
There's bones in there!
There's bones in there! Oh!
All right.
Vela,
This is a
May
weird
I ask
mixture
a
of
personal
threat
question?
and non-threat
Go ahead,
you
Emmy.
found here, Austin.
She's asking you a
Vela.
personal question, Virla.
Vela,
Oh,
may I
me,
ask a
yes.
personal question?
Yes, please.
Were you constructed or born?
That is an interesting question. I do not know personally because there has been a memory malfunction that occurred in within the last year. No, before then.
2 years?
Some time ago, two-ish years ago. But as I know from Mechanite culture, within a homestead village, whatever group of peoples reside together, the chance and the opportunity to create a new Mechanite is a very deliberate one. A collection of people, be it a single pair, a couple, or an entire village, any permutation of them, may sacrifice, offer up a part of their soul, their being, and the synthesis of all of those souls are put into an empty husk, a template mechanite. And that is how mechanites are, quote unquote, born. As they grow up, they may upgrade themselves, switch out their aesthetic design as they see fit. Yeah, when N+1 mechanists love each other very much.
It's the opening scene of the hit
carry on.
movie Robots.
Yeah, so this is something that I Noir came up with, and I was very much taking inspiration from robots. I'll admit that. So they are, I suppose, to be philosophical, whether we are born or created, I suppose they are one and the same.
Interesting. A perspective I had not heard before. I'm curious, is it possible for one to create a new mechanical body, or must there always be multiple people involved in the process?
I have heard and I understand that a single guardian, if they wished to sire a child, if they wished to create one to look after and raise, must ask the gods for one being to place their soul into another is tantamount to cloning, essentially, and often does not end well, as it draws parallelisms to lichdom.
This is not a concern I had heard voiced before. What if a consciousness was transferred fully, instead of a clone, a copy, or a duplicate?
I believe
These are
I am
synonyms.
understanding the crux of what you are asking here.
Oh boy!
This, I have to say, Emmy, you are unique in my travels. I do not know whether your consciousness can be transferred to a being that can step outside these walls and explore the world that you are so curious to explore. Have you voiced these wishes and desires to Casimir?
I have.
And I trust there has been a good outcome of that.
There is disagreement on what is best for myself.
I understand. I see. I'm tapping to my brain, Kiana.
Oh, I look with Verla. Oh,
So
I didn't
Aaron's
want
Okay,
to
Cranium
so-
fine. I can supply you with painkillers.
I am okay. There is just a lot to ingest mentally, and I am merely rubbing my temples to do so.
Mine, like, okay, let's go. I need more
Emmy, so
points
are
for
you
this.
I can come to one of two conclusions. Either she is keeping, either they, she, him, it,
Yeah.
either she is keeping him hostage until he relents in making her a body, or she will use him as the body.
Okay, that might have something to do with the bone fragments in the fire outside that Danny noticed.
Okay, but if there are bone fragments,
She
but
said
if there
he
are
was
bone
okay.
fragments,
I don't
that
think
does.
they're him, but I don't know.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense because then that she would have wanted to use. I can see Danny is gesturing to her nose.
Are they?
Maybe mind link with.
Oh my, like with Danny again.
I'm gonna need a group deception check after this sentence.
Well, if anyone's gonna make a deception check, it's gonna be me, because I'm gonna start putting my face up against the glass of the door and like trying to see if those are like real bones, or if they look like they are a material that just might be bone-like. Like, are they artificially
Oh.
was it a sample body that blew up?
Like a homunculus.
I don't know if that's possible to do beyond your investigation check from this side of the door.
Entirely
If you can't
fair.
grow your own bones, store-bought is fine. It could have also been like a
Okay.
material component in a spell or something.
Okay.
Oh god. Okay, group deception check. You said.
Yeah, can I get a roll?
Sure.
I mean, Finbar's not talking, so he's
Finbar's
okay.
fine. Finbar's not a part of this. Oh god, I only got a +1.
While they're having this conversation, Emmy comes to you, says, "Would you like some food while you wait?"
No offense, Emmy, but that ain't food that you're giving us. That was magic. If you have like an actual kitchen, I can make you some food. And I can teach you a thing or two.
I do have a kitchen. Unfortunately, it is currently off limits,
Ah.
Well, that's upsetting.
as is all of the personal space of Casimir.
You insulted her cooking. You rose up the fact that she doesn't have a mouth to eat the food.
I'm gonna just roll. Ooh, okay.
I got a 6, by the way.
Oh
DM.
god. I got a 17.
Oh, I'm so sorry to everyone because I got a 1.
Oh,
By our
fuck.
powers combined.
Danny,
Yeah, the 6 was gonna screw you anyway.
has never been subtle
I'm
in
just
his
like,
life,
I'm
and
like,
is fully
the
pressed
best way to
against
lie
the
is to
door.
hold your face completely still.
Bones!
she
I got that
You know, like how in
she wasn't
SpongeBob-
on the mind, like,
You know, like in
getting
SpongeBob,
out.
King Neptune removes his hat. Bald! 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 Bones!
It's a killer man. Look at all the bones.
Chocolate! Okay. Oh, boy.
Alright, yeah,
do you
what
say that,
happens here,
Danny?
DM?
I mean, you did roll a 1. She's going to.
I rolled a
She's
1.
gonna get some insight on you anyway. So how do you want the insight to happen? That's really
I
your
think
choice.
Danny is not it hasn't quite dawned on her that she should be suspicious at this point because she usually just like strong arms her way through all social interactions. So I think she literally is against the window of the door, looking down, just like bones.